Good evening. Standing here is so uncomfortable. Public speaking has always been one of my largest fears. The only fear I have that's bigger is burying one of my children. Society has a long history of normalizing toxic and abusive behavior, which makes it hard to break the cycle of violence. Shows like Comedy Central roast make abuse seem like something to strive for among the kids. We have to differentiate between roasting and bullying. When it's roasting, the victim volunteers to be the target, and it's not power-driven or habitual. When the subject of the roast doesn't volunteer and they repeatedly ask for it to stop, it becomes abusive and bullying. Behaviors that make someone feel afraid, threatened, powerless, crazy, or rejected are talked about as if they are normal these days. Being in a toxic relationship or someone being just toxic is considered a trend these days. We have a problem when the abuse becomes so casual that it undermines real pain caused. According to a report published by the National Center for Health Statistics from 2021, the suicide rate among young adults aged 10 to 24 rose by 60%. In the same report published, it stated nearly 3 in 5 teenage girls felt persistent sadness, double the rate of boys. And 1 in 3 girls seriously consider attempting suicide. The rate of sadness were the highest reported in over a decade. In another report, it stated every 5 days, a child under the age of 13 commits suicide. We have active shooter training in our schools because it would be irresponsible not to. An active shooter is far more likely when you don't address the problems our children are having today. When we keep brushing it under the rug, when we as a society ignores the cries for help from our children, our parents, and our community, our children get hurt. There will be suicides, there will be shootings, there will be overdoses. It sounds so dramatic to say, and I wish that I was just saying it for theatrics. However, the reality is when victims don't feel heard and are punished for speaking, they turn inward, lose self-esteem, and often self-harm. When that doesn't bring any release, they will attempt to end their pain. When victims don't feel heard, they are often re-victimized and eventually stop reporting and asking for help. Sexism and gender violence is not okay in any setting. But when young people tell us it happens all the time in school, it points to a real failure in our society. Our children shouldn't expect to hear misogynistic sexual comments when they're on the bus, eating lunch, or playing at recess. It's not normal. At least it shouldn't be considered normal. Repeated normalization of vile behavior and language has become a norm in our town of Canton. It's seen all around us. It shows in the way our culture is with our town, in the way it rewards poor behavior and punishes the people who choose to speak. This is a horrible word, but you are conditioning my children. You as a school district have sent the message not only is it okay for these vile things to be happening to you, but if you stand, we will punish you. Ensuring to lower their self-worth in the moment and in the future, making it more likely to be victimized again and not to speak up next time, until this district stops being part of the problem and starts to help fix the problem and ensure to empower these victims. I will be back each meeting to bring more light to the things behind the scenes and possible ways that you could help us as a community. Our children deserve far better than what you are giving them. Thank you for your time.